So there was this young lady that, reached out to me and, was asking for my advice, right, on something that she was going through. And, I felt the need to actually help her in particular, right? So, of course, I've had a number of them that have also reached out to me. But, this particular one, I really was, because she was really commenting on all my posts. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to have this conversation with you. And so she eventually reached out to me and told me her story. And what she told me was actually very touching, right? She told me that, she got pregnant at a very young age and had a baby, right? That she was dating this particular guy at the time. And, their parents both knew that they were dating. They were in high school. Their parents both knew that they were dating. But, I'm sure they trusted them that they would do the right thing, right? And eventually she got pregnant, and the parents now moved away. They had to move her away from the area where they were living because she was in close proximity with the guy. And so they took her away. She had a baby, but of course this guy kept trying to be in her life. But her parents took her phone, deleted the guy's number. In fact, they broke her SIM, I think, so she lost contact with the guy. But of course she has the guy's number, so she would always use her mom's phone to call the guy and have conversations with the guy and all that, right? And it was something that really pained her. And now she said that now that she has had the baby, her parents are now willing to send her back to school. But the concern now is her parents are telling her that she's never to have anything to do with the guy again. And secondly, that baby that she had, they're going to be calling that baby her younger sister, that child is never going to grow up to know her as a mom, that the mom is going to take over the responsibility of taking care of that child. So that child is automatically her last born. That since she's just approaching, I think she was the age 19 or 20, I think, that so now it's time for her to go to college, and so she should focus on her life. She's never to have anything to do with that guy again. Now, this girl was feeling sad because, first of all, she was like, she and the guy still love each other, and that the guy has even snuck in to come and visit her on one of the days when her parents were not around, just to see the child and everything like that. So she and the guy are still very much in contact, and the guy tries to send her money from time to time. Apparently, the guy's mom has also reached out to her mom to tell her that, see, the children have made a mistake, let us forgive them and all of that. But, the girl's mom was just very adamant, right? And she just wasn't interested. All she wanted was for her daughter to go to school and all that. Now the girl is also sad because she was thinking that she doesn't want her child to grow up thinking that she was not loved, thinking that she was rejected by her own parents, right? So that was a major concern for the girl, and she kept crying. And I think she was even thinking of carrying the child and running away from home to go and reconnect with the guy, and so that they can live their lives together. Now, one of the first things that I asked her was, see, first of all, how old is this guy in question? I think the guy was just 22 or something like that, right? So, of course, still in uni, while she's just about to go into uni, right? So what I now advised her to do, I think, was to, first of all, she needed to prayerfully decide, because I even asked her if she was a Christian, if she used to go to church, because it's very important for her to commit her life to God. And secondly, she did make a mistake, right, by having a baby at that young age instead of focusing on her education. And of course, that singular act broke the trust that her parents had in her, right? And at this point in time, what she needed to do was to do the best that she could, right, to win her parents' trust back. Now, her parents are willing to raise the child while she goes to school. The boyfriend in question is also willing to finish uni, get a job, and also take care of her and the baby. So I told her, I said, see, it's not completely a hopeless situation, right? First of all, your parents don't trust you and you need to earn their trust. So what I advised her to do was, see, go to school. Your baby is still young. Max 4 years time, you're going to finish with the uni, right? You're going to get a job. Your boyfriend will probably have finished uni before then and also get a job, right? Once the two of you can show to your parents that you are responsible enough and you have your priorities straight now, then they can trust you with any future decision that you want to make. And of course, when you get older, the truth of the matter is that nobody's going to say you should not take care of your child, because your baby is your baby, your child is your child. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I advised her to do was, see, so long as your parents are willing to take care of this child for you, and they're also willing to send you to school in the abroad, my love, go to the school in the abroad, right? Get your education, get your jobs right. Of course, you are still going to be coming home, you are still going to be in this child's life. It's not that you are going to be completely out of the child's life. So once you are done with your education and you have your job and you and this guy are independent, right, and this boy is willing to still marry you and continue the love that you guys share and continue to build your family together, then if you guys want to take your child, get married, nobody's going to stop you at that point in time. And that's just the honest truth. So picking up the child now and running away with that child is not going to help anything, because the two of you are just going to suffer. You are just going to suffer. That was my own, take on the subject. So I advised her to go to school. I advised the boy to also go to school and complete his education. When they get their jobs and they are both okay and they know that they can give this child the kind of life that they want, then they can both come back, have a family meeting, say you want to get married. There's no parents that will say no in that kind of situation, because now they realize that, okay, the both of you have been able to get your life back on track, and nobody's even going to stop you. Besides, by law, the child is yours. So whatever it is that you decide that you want to do, you can do. It is your child, right? So but for now, you need to win your parents' trust so that they can know that, yes, our daughter now has her priorities straight. I told her, I said, see, your mom is just hurt, right? Your mom is just hurt, and it might take a while for her to come out of it, and is expected, because they've sent you to school, giving you the best so far, and then you coming home with a teenage pregnancy is not something that they would have expected. So that was the advice that I gave her. I told her to just make sure that she goes to school, also draw closer to God, right, and allow God to heal her heart, and also she needs to start working towards building her parents' trust back, right? So once she's older and a bit more independent and things are going on right, there's no one that's going to come and stop you from taking your child. So that was my own take on the subject, and she really, really appreciated it. Of course, before all of this advice, she had poured out her mind, talking about how her mom has been very strict with her, how her mom is just being very unreasonable, how her mom is, but then I had to let her realize that, see, your mom is your mom and your mom loves you. The only problem is that she's hurt and she feels like you are not responsible enough, and she doesn't think that she can trust you. And that is why she's taking this decision that she's taking right now. And it's going to take some time for her to overcome it. But for the fact that she has not even thrown you out, the fact that your parents are still willing to support you with the raising of this child, then I think that is a plus for you. So there's no point running away. Keep the child in the home. Let your mom take care of the baby while you and the guy focus on building your future. Once you guys are sustained, then you can come back together and continue your family from where you guys left off, right? So that was my opinion on the subject. And of course, she was very pained because she also felt that she couldn't talk to her mom at the time, which I can obviously understand. So I think it's a two-way thing. So aside from the child also having all of these things to deal with and having to move past the mistake that she made, because even she acknowledged that, yes, she knows that she made a mistake, and she's actually very sorry for it, and she has expressed as her apology to her parents and everything like that, but as a parent, I can also imagine, after investing so much in a child and then your daughter comes back home with a pregnancy, of course they will be disappointed, and it will take time for them to trust that kind of a child again, right? So but anyway, ultimately that was the advice that I gave her, and I told her that she should just do the best that she can to win her parents' trust back. They've not sent you out on the streets, they've not pushed you out of the house. You still have a home, a house to call your home. Your child is well fed, she's well taken care of. I mean, if your parents can send you to their abroad, then that means the money day. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So that was my opinion to her. So for any young lady out there that feels that she has made a mistake in her life, don't think any situation is hopeless. There's nothing that God cannot do. There's no situation that God cannot turn around, right? So but just you do the best that you can. Yes, if you are one of in this kind of situation and you have made a mistake, retrace your steps, right? Just retrace your steps, reorganize your life, right? Know what it is that you want to do and go for it, and trust that God is definitely going to help you, right? Because the truth of the matter is that God does not want the death of any sinner, right? Instead, he wants any sinner to repent and come to him. So God is always willing to forgive us, right? From whatever mistake that we have made, right? We have redemption in him. We have forgiveness in him already, right? So asking for forgiveness and consciously work towards rebuilding your life again. If you have made a mistake, it's not the end of the world. You can always retrace your steps, okay? And for parents out there too, I pray that God will continue to grant us the wisdom that we need to raise our children in the right way and, in the right path. So yeah, so that's just a summary of this particular situation that I had recently, and I just felt the need to share in case anyone out there is going through the same thing, right? So let me know if you guys have any other feedback or maybe advice for this young lady. Just let me know in the comment section, okay? Hopefully she'll be watching. She would be able to watch and also read through and also pick one or two things from whatever words of encouragement you guys might have for her. All right, thanks for watching. Cheers and have a good day, everyone. Bye.